Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Michael's Corner. Tonight, I will be interviewing former former pro wrestler Benny Blades. Now, before I bring on my guest, um, there is a few shout outs that I want to give out to tonight before I invite my guest. My first shout out goes out to the Wrestle Talk podcast. You can follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Also, my second shout out I want to give out to is the state of pro wrestling. And you can follow my friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And my final shout out that I want to give out to is the Discuss Pro Wrestling Facebook group. Now, I be posting a lot of content on that group page. So make sure you send them an invite to be part of that group. So it's Discuss Pro Wrestling. It's a great group, everyone. And so check that out whenever you get a chance. So without further ado, I will bring on my guests for this evening. All right. Give us a minute. He's a little behind on technology, so let's give him a moment to join my broadcast. So, here we go. No answer. So, yep. Let's give him a minute to he's a little bit behind, so so as for we as we wait for Benny Blaze to join my live stream, how is everyone doing this evening? Now we can.
There we are. There we are.
Mm-hmm. So, how's it going this evening?
Oh, it's going fantastic.
Yep, same
Hot,
here. Yeah,
sweaty.
yeah, it's hot and sweaty. Yeah, I'm doing fine myself. Oh my God. Like every everybody's is required to wear a mask indoors again because of the COVID-19 situation and the rise in the numbers from COVID and everything, and so
Oh, so you're saying I should be doing the interview like this? We'll be all right.
stop.
No, no, we're good. We're good. I could do this. I could do this. Can't
Oh
tell I'm
my
smiling, right?
God. Oh my God, you're too
I
funny.
forgot my mask. I'm sorry, Mike.
It's okay. It's okay. Um, yeah, so okay, so I have here a few questions. Let's not waste any time, you know.
Oh no, it
Let's
took me long enough to figure out how to run this thing.
I know. I was telling everybody that, oh, let's just give him a moment because he's behind on technology.
Yeah, I'm getting old. I tell you, I'm getting old.
Yeah, we all are, and I'm soon to be 30. I'll be 37 in 2 weeks from Saturday.
Oh, you're not that far behind me then.
No, no, I'm not. And I've been interviewing wrestlers for about 8 years now. So I pretty much, did it all in the wrestling biz. Because, like an old friend said, you don't have to be a wrestler to be part of a wrestling community.
This is
I
true.
could do stuff. I could do stuff for, and whatnot. So, all right. Let's get on with the questions.
All right.
My first question to you is, how did you get your start in wrestling?
Well, I was living in Rapid City, South Dakota at the time, and I was right in my last year of high school, and I was working out at the YMCA, and I had a little tiny flyer that showed up in my van that said, "Do you want to be a pro wrestler?" And my best friend and myself, we had been watching wrestling for years. I think most wrestlers will admit that they wrestled in the backyard at one point or in their parents' basement. And so that's what we did. And so we signed up for it and paid our dues, paid our money, and got our training. And first, we started training at the YMCA under a gentleman named Jason Ray, and then moved on to the base gym at Ellsworth Base, which really sucked because the base gym that we were in was just kitty corner to the bottom of the pool, so we got to sit there and smell the chlorine every time we were in there. Within 10 minutes of cardio and everything, we'd be throwing up and barely standing, sucking wind, you name it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that little piece of paper, I probably wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Um, so my next question is, let's talk about some of your matches that you had. Who did you like facing in the ring and why?
I had different opponents for different eras of different things that I was doing. In the beginning, it was my best friend Zane. Him and I, we trusted each other in the ring. So the more you trust your opponent, the more, I guess, quote unquote dumb things you're willing to do in the ring. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're, starting off breaking tables and landing on concrete and barbed wire and fire and like everything that we could think of to just take it to the next level without thinking of the psychology. But it's who I trusted the most and who I jived with the most. Towards the end, when things, when I started slowing down on doing the dumb things, it was the guys like Blake Broadway. I loved being in the ring with him. Um, I know this one's gonna get you, but Rob James, him and I jived in the ring awesomely. Like it's guys that I could get in there with, and we could still keep that sense of realism. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's if you tag your opponent extra hard, you know, they give it right back. It wasn't one of those they go behind their little screen and start pissing, moaning, and complaining about, oh, this guy's all stiff and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like whoever I trusted, you know. There's a handful of guys out there that were just they were fantastic. You know, it's like I had said, Blake Broadway, Rob James, Darren Corbin, he's fantastic in the ring. Cannon was great. Trying to think, Eric Lockhart. You know, you mentioned
Oh,
Lockhart when, you know,
yeah.
I loved working Lockhart. You know,
Oh
it
my
just
God. Ken, we need to talk about them for just a minute. Oh my God. I talk to those guys just about every day. Every day. And I gotta tell you, when I first started going to I hate to say this, rock and roll wrestling shows, when I first met Eric Lockhart, he had a cast on his hand
mm-hmm.
at the time. And I was like, and I felt bad because it was my first time seeing him and whatnot. And oh my goodness, he wrestled against with Paul Brewski that night. And I believe he won that match. And oh my God, ever since then, you know, the brothers Lockhart, Eric and Andrew, they got better and better and better in the
Yep,
ring.
yep.
And you know, they're funny guys and oh my God, to see them grow as competitors. I mean, they change their because every year they try to change, they reinvent themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I like about them. Is each year they reinvent themselves, and that's the thing I like about the Lockharts. And speaking of the Lockharts, they are going to be on my show next month.
Really
I'm going to do a special episode of Michael's Corner on my birthday,
perfect.
August 14th. I'm going to do, I'm going to invite the brothers Lockhart and your evil brother Shane Lockhart.
He's
I
another
have
one I
to,
like being in the ring with.
yeah, yeah, I would like to see that. You versus Shane Lockhart. He think he's good enough, but unfortunately, he retired. You know.
Yeah, I see he's been playing a lot of golf.
Yeah. 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 Yep. He'll be on Michael's Corner next month as well,
All
because
right.
I got something in store for that that evil brother Shane Lockhart. Oh my! He may not be a wrestler no more, but I got something in store for him. I won't reveal it right now, but
All right.
you
All right. I'll have
just
to watch.
you have to watch. Yep. Yep. I'll make sure it's if it's not on Facebook Live, it'll be like more on Instagram. Because then I
All
can
right.
invite up to 4 people.
You'll have to remind me what your Instagram is. I don't think I got you on there yet.
I'll send, yeah, I'll let you know when we done doing this interview and whatnot.
All right.
So
All right.
so my next question is, what made you decide to retire from wrestling?
Well, when it comes to wrestling, a retirement is a it's a tricky word, and it's never something that ever sticks unless you're injured and can't walk anymore, or God forbid, dead. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I did walk away for a long time. I walked away. It got to the point where it wasn't fun anymore, And if you don't enjoy doing something, I was always raised that if you can't do it 100% or above, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you mix that in with the mounting injuries. It's anybody anybody tell you that wrestlers, they wrestle injured. We
Mm-hmm.
wrestle injured all the time. We never fully heal. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just time to step away and let things heal up. I was at the point where it was getting in the ring, not being 100% into it. I was more concerned about my opponent, because if you're not 100% into it, you're putting their health at risk too.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, as much as you're hating each other and kicking the crap out of each other, you don't want there to be a lasting effect or something serious to happen. And that
Yeah.
was, that was another factor. But it's my main goal when I got out was to actually settle down. Settle down, start a family. Being on the road all the time and not having, or being on the road all the time and trying to start a family, it's like you're never there. And so it just, there's just so many things that I wanted to do or had left to do. But when you see that down there, Mike,
Yeah.
or your wife says no more.
No
So
more.
now, so now the next question you're gonna ask me. No, I'm just kidding.
He said no more.
Yeah.
Your wife is too funny.
Oh, she's a riot.
Yeah.
But no, it's like I said, you honestly, you never say never. And as the years went on, it's like I started feeling better and better and better. And like now, it's like, yeah, I've got the classic things that bother me, like my knees or my shoulders or something like that. But it's like nowhere near what it used to be. And I have actually been spending more time in the gym lately, working on my cardio over the last several months and getting myself back into shape. And to tell you the truth, I've been toying around with the idea of one more run. So, like I said, you never say never. You never say you're
Mhm.
fully done. I think as long as my heart's beating and as long as I can still completely feel my legs and I'm not completely messed up or, like I said, dead, then I'm probably gonna want to do it.
Yeah, because you know what? I would like to see you have at least one more run. And because, I mean, you one of the great wrestlers too, you know. And it's like I want to see you, teach these younger kids, how it's done because we're old school, you know, you
Yep.
know. And that sums up with my next question. If you decide, you say, you know what? Let's just say, you know what? I feel much better. I'm in a great shape, and I feel like I'm ready to have one more run. So, if you decide to come out of, retirement, who would you like to get in the ring against?
I think some of the guys that I used to get in the ring with, they still like, like we were talking about the Lockharts, Eric,
Yeah.
he's still going. He's still going strong. I see Blake Broadway. He's not known as Blake Broadway anymore. I don't remember what his name is now, but he's still going. Actually, they're down the same company down in Texas. My old buddy Tony Morales, he's back in it. It's there's a handful of guys I'd like to get back in the ring just because I trust them. Some of these new up and coming guys, there's trying to remember his name, some kid named Bobby up in North Dakota. I've
Bob,
been watching him. What's that?
Bobby Brent. Is it Bobby Brandon?
Uh, I don't even remember, but I've got him on Instagram and I've got him on Facebook. I've watched him a couple times, and I like what he's doing and think that I can mesh well with some of the stuff that he's got going on.
Oh yeah. You know what? I would love to see you get in the ring with Bobby Brandon. He's a great wrestler. I mean, he defeated the guy named AJ Sanchez. Oh my God, he freaking picked him up and slammed him down. And I was like, oh my God, this kid is the freak. He's a freak machine.
Yeah, he's like
So
only like 5 foot tall, but yeah, that's a
yeah, yeah, and Bobby Brandon uh is someone who I respect a lot. He's a nice guy. He respects the business, and if you get in the ring against with him, let me tell you, he will keep you safe. I promise you. I promise you. I've seen him wrestle on so many occasions,
Mhm.
and he will keep you safe. You know.
Yeah, it's just a matter of being able to get in there and tell a good story. That's what I want. The timing has to be right. I I hate to say this because I'm not getting any younger, but the money's got to be right, and I just got to get in there and be able to tell a good story. But first things first is I gotta go find out if I can shake off some of this ring rust in this town that's about 75 miles away. There's a gentleman over there that's got a ring set up, and I'd like to get in there and at least make sure my back's not going to explode on my first fall.
Hmm.
Real
Yeah.
quick here, real quick here. I see some people showing up here. Obviously, my lovely wife, Blaine, your awesome brother, and there's this woman here, Bonnie. Bonnie
Hmm.
is one of my huge first fans from back in the day.
Hmm.
She's awesome.
Oh.
Love all you guys. You guys are awesome. Figured
Hmm.
I'd give her a shout out real quick.
Yeah, and feel free, if you want to give a shout out to like your family or friends or fans or whatnot, just let me know. And yeah, cause yeah, give them a shout out. And so okay, let's see how. Okay, my next question is, now that you're done, that you're kind of retired now, what are you doing right now with all your spare time?
Oh, there's no such thing as spare time when you get married, Mike.
Oh,
Especially when you get married, you got pets, you got a stepchild, you got a house you just bought. There's no rest.
oh my goodness.
Now, right now, I'm a project manager for a construction company. I am actually looking at starting my own construction company on the side, and then bought a house down here in BFE, Kansas, that we're in the process of flipping for a little bit extra coin.
Mhm.
But other than that, got the awesome father and husband duties, and just trying to maintain and grow. And like I said, hopefully get back in, get a couple in under my belt.
Yeah, and and hopefully you have, one more championship left in you because you know something, if you beat champion, when on your comeback, and if you challenge for like a title and win, and if you tell me, I'll be jumping up and down, and I'll be jumping up and down. It's like, there's Benny Blaze. What a badass. You'll hear it from me first, because
You
I'll
know,
be the first for that.
there's one badass that's more badass than this badass, and that's that badass down there that tells me my wife has a full-time job, which is true.
That's right. That's right.
She's a
Mm-hmm.
badass because she puts up with my cranky ass.
Ooh, you better not talk about her too much. You'll be sleeping on the floor tonight.
I don't know. If I butter her up nice, she'll let me sleep in the bed.
I'm just teasing. so so I don't know. My next question to you is: do you still like follow up with wrestling? And if so, I don't know if you heard. Ken Anderson has his own wrestling school in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, called the Academy School of Pro Wrestling. What do you think about that wrestling school in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota?
I don't really have any opinion about it. I think I think what's nice about wrestling schools being run by guys like Ken Anderson is those are guys that have actually been there. They're guys that have actually been to the big show, the WWE. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they know what it takes to be successful.
Yep.
And I don't like I myself, I don't believe in starting my own school. Where the heck have I been? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I had a tryout. I completely bombed the tryout, but I had a tryout, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not. It could be in my place to help out at a wrestling school,
Mm-hmm.
but I have not been anywhere. So therefore, it is not right of me to try and take somebody's money and teach them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like your teachers have to go to college to be teachers. And in my case, yeah, I've gone through the school of hard knocks. I put in my time, paid my dues, but what it boils down to is someone like me should not be training.
Mm-hmm.
But guys like Ken Anderson, um, like even guys like Eric Cannon, and he occasionally does like the dark matches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it makes sense to have guys like that passing on the knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a reputation.
Yeah. And I agree. I agree with you on that. So okay, Gary Littlewolf asks, who was your toughest opponent?
Are we talking toughest as in the hardest to work with, or are we talking toughest as in um, just tough as nails? Like I would say if there was anybody that was just hard in the ring, but he didn't ever mean to, was Big Rig. Big
Oh
Rig,
my God.
I loved working with Big Rig. There's very few guys that you get in there and they don't have to hardly do anything to you and they just toss you around. And
Mm-hmm.
it was like it wrestling is like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
So you've got different things that you can throw into it. And you get in the ring with guys like Rig, and it was like all right, now I can do something different. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I can do something different. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and over the years, Rig and I had become really good friends. So then it got to the point where I started screwing with him in the ring. Like I'd
Mm-hmm.
bite him in random places just to like irritate him. Like one night,
Mm-hmm.
I actually think it was a show that you were at. I may have bit him in the nipple, and
Yeah.
he slapped me, and I saw stars.
Oh my God, I think I saw that. Mm-hmm.
But no, Rig was awesome. But I'm trying to think if there's anyone that was really hard to work with. There was a guy way back in the day when I first started named Dragon. He was a pain in the butt to be in the ring with. He
Mm-hmm.
was like stiff and not really giving, and he's part of the reason why I ended up hurting my ankle pretty bad because he didn't catch me on a dive when he was supposed to, and I ended up screwing up my ankle, which I later that night did something incredibly stupid and ended up breaking my foot altogether. But
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't even in the match. But no, I think those were like on the spectrum of different styles. Like Chuck was fun to work with, but he was just tough as nails. And then there was this guy Dragon that was just the shits.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's been multiple guys. Like there's guys in there that they will tag you extra hard, expecting you to tag them back. Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible is one of those guys. And if he
Mm-hmm.
watches this, love you, boy, but damn, you're stiff.
Yeah.
Freaking
Yeah.
Mr. Incredible, less is more. Less is more.
Yeah. And Gary Little Wolf also says, Big Rig, I worked with him. Great work. Yep.
for
And I
for a
agree
big
with that
guy,
too.
yeah, I mean, Ray was he moved good for a guy his size, and
Mm-hmm.
he just I don't know what he's doing now. I don't think he's working anymore. I wish he was. And
Yeah.
guys like that have like all this. It's not even the skill as much as it's just like all the genetics behind them to allow them to excel and keep getting bigger and better. And he had that opportunity, and I don't know where he's at now.
Yeah. Because he's a good wrestler and he's a good worker. I seen before I interviewed you, I had the opportunity to watch back the match he had against with Eric Lockhart, and Eric
Mm-hmm.
Lockhart liked the match on Facebook. So I watched that, and I was like, oh my God, a man his size, and oh my goodness, and Eric defeated him. I was like, oh my goodness, that I will watch that match over and over and over again because it was a great match. And my golly, he's a good worker.
He is, and
Very good.
he's one of those few guys that's got a heart of gold too. Like he'll do anything for you. And I remember being on the road with him, and he is a classic example of the taller you are, the funnier you are. The guy
Hmm.
just he had me cracking up all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And what this is the funny thing during that match he had with Eric Lockhart. Eric told me he was telling me to come here because he noticed that I was filming his match. So he was telling me to come here, get closer to the ring. And so he grabs my smartphone and starts recording him kicking Big Rid's ass, and then filming himself. And I was like, oh my God, that was so funny. It was so funny. And oh my God, I was just dying laughing and whatnot. But oh my God. And and it's like, oh my goodness. I was like, if Eric or Andrew was back in Minnesota again, and those two wrestled, in the match on the outdoor, I want them to do this again against get in the ring 2-on-1 with Eric Candid. I got something for Eric Candid. Yeah. I've been a little I've been making my little heel turn on Twitter, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've been making my heel turn on Twitter, and it's like, oh, this Eric Cannon, I need to pick him up and teabag him because he says some stuff. He actually says some stuff that, you know, kind of, offended me a little bit because I'm a huge support for the academy the academy kids who graduated from Kent Anderson School,
Mm-hmm.
and I support those guys because they're working their tails off to they want to be out there, and I gotta support those those kids who have graduated. So um and they're really killing it, And Eric Cannon says, if you work for this organization or whatnot, you won't be able to work for me. And I was like, you know what, dude? Please, just give these kids a chance. Oh, let me. Speaking of Eric Lockhart, he says, I saw that match versus Big Rig today on my Facebook memories. Benny, you brought me a chair and helped me park that big rig. Oh my
I'm pretty
God.
sure that's the show I bit him in the nipple too.
Yeah, you've been a little nibble there, my friend. Oh my God. I was shocked. I thought I thought Eric wasn't gonna watch this, but I guess he has.
His
And
ears were burning. I was talking about him.
yeah, but you know what? I could talk about Eric Lockhart all night and tell what a great human being he is. He's been my friend for well over a decade, and I respect the dude. So, so,
So my question, and maybe he can tell me here in his little text there, does he still have that tape ball? I want to know if his wrist tape ball is still there, and if it's gotten way bigger.
yeah,
Waiting for it.
waiting for it,
I'm
waiting
sure.
for
I'm
it.
sure he'll let me know here in a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, he'll let us know. Let us know. And because you know something, I'm going to have him, like I said, I'm gonna have Eric Lockhart on Michael's corner on my birthday. Brother, it is the size of a bowling ball.
I love that tradition. That tradition is awesome.
Yes, yes.
Now I'm proud of
Yes.
you guys. I love watching your stuff down in Texas.
Yeah. And Eric, I don't know if you watch this. but you better not cut your long hair. If you cut your long hair, I'm gonna be very upset. And I told him about this. I said, don't you cut your long hair. He has good hair better than anybody else.
I had some awesome hair at one point, but now look at me.
Oh my God. You like a cue ball.
My wife hates it.
Oh my God.
This, I told myself, I said, once it started to thin out, once I started to go bald, I said, it's got to go. I'm not going to walk around with the dang Hulk Hogan skullet.
But get this though, when I was, searching for your picture so I can promote, my upcoming episodes of Michael's Corner, when I chose your picture, I was like, oh my God, you almost look like Sheamus for a second.
I was first.
Oh my God.
No, I saw when he was working down in Florida. I saw pictures of him and I was like, oh, here it goes. I'm gonna have to change this. And I wrote it as long as I possibly could. And there was no more after that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You got the hair and everything.
Oh,
But,
yeah. I was missing the height and the actual Irish accent.
Yeah. Oh, and Eric says, thank you, Benny.
You are welcome, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know something? I hate to change subjects, but seeing Eric and Andrew Russell down there in Florida, they're really killing it. I mean, they're, like I said, they've been my friends over a decade, going on almost 11 years. And these guys are good. I hope they make it big. But I think Eric Lockhart promised me something. But I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep it private for right now because I don't want to spill the beans right now.
All right.
If you know what I
Save
mean.
that for that show.
I'll save it for the show because I want him to hear it from me because um he says, Benny, were you with that were you with the weekend I pinched that cigar off the highway?
No. No, I was not. Oh.
Oh my God, Eric, you're too much.
Eric, that's the story. That's the story that you're gonna have to save for the next show.
I will save that. You know what? I'll save it for when I invite. He's like, oh, riding with the ring dog Nate. Eric,
I don't know. Eric, was I
thought
drunk?
it was you.
Had I been drinking? Maybe I was passed out. Ring Dog Nate is another one. Mike, Ring Dog Nate is another one. He's a referee that I requested almost every single time. And he is, by far, he's probably the best referee I've ever had. And when I do decide it's time to go back, he's one that I would love to have come out of retirement because he actually got out too. And he's definitely one that I would love to have officiate all my matches.
Yeah. And you know something? If you ever decide that you want to come out of retirement, I would love to see you work against with Eric Lockhart. You should definitely.
I don't know, Eric. What do you think? Let me shake off some of this ring rust before you run circles around me.
What do you think, Eric? If Benny Blaze decided to come out of retirement, would you face him one on one so that I'll film your match?
Yeah, let me get myself. Oh, anytime. Thanks, bro. Let me get myself. I respect the business way too much to be just trying to jump into it. It's one of
Mm-hmm.
those things where I need to make sure that I'm going to not only be able to keep myself safe, but keep my opponent safe. I don't believe in half-assing anything, Mike. So if it's something that I can't do, if it's something that I feel like I shouldn't be doing, I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to give it. I want to get in there and I want to get back to training and I want to see if I can take it and go with it. But
Yeah.
it has to be one of those situations where it has to be right. It can't
Mm-hmm.
be half-assed.
Can I give you some sound advice too?
What's that?
Can I give you some sound advice? Because okay, when you do decide to get back, just start slow. Just start slow, because you don't want to, like you said, you don't want to rush stuff, because if you rush stuff too much, then you might injure yourself. And you don't want to get to that point where you're making your comeback and you rush stuff. Just start out slow, knock some of that ring rust, and when the time is perfect, where you say, you know what, I think I got this, and I think I'm ready to do it, because I can spot talent. I can spot talent. I may not be a wrestler, but I can spot talent. I can say, you know what, this guy has it. You know, so just start slow, and then work your way up. If you can do that, then I can say, you know what? He got it. He took my word for it. So, and you know, that's what Eric always told me. Um, I I asked him for some advice on how to do these interviews, and you know what he told me?
What's that?
He told me, always write down your questions
Mm-hmm.
on your notebook, because you don't want to be fumbling during your interviews. And I took his advice to heart. And you know something? And if it wasn't for Eric or Andrew, you know, with their help and advice, as well as um my late friend, I don't know if you know him, but Kurt Wills, Kurt Autohalt.
Mm-hmm. Loved Kurt.
If
Kurt was
he
awesome.
Kurt was awesome. I used to go. He took me to every wrestling shows, and when he was doing shows, he took me to every show that he did for 4 years before his passing. And like I said, if it wasn't for him, you know, giving me a job in the business, I don't think I'll be doing this. I don't think, hell, I wouldn't even be doing Michael's Corner if it wasn't for him,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And actually, Eric and Andrew and Darren Corbin, they all helped me to grow as an interviewer. And that's why I love doing what I'm doing now, because it's just that I just want to do something, like when I'm not working, I like to do interviews. I like to do this and I like to do that. So that way you guys have a platform, you know? So anytime you want to be on my show, or you got something coming up, just let me know. I'll start I'll start the interview, and the floor is yours, you know? Because here on Michael's Corner, you guys are allowed to be yourselves. And this is what Michael's Corner is all about. It's
I
all
like it.
about this is real. This is real. And I want to keep it real, funny, and exciting too at the same time. So then that way, when everybody watches this, like on YouTube, because I'll upload on YouTube and whatnot, everybody is going to love it, you know. I may not get as many reviews, and that's fine. If I do get a lot of reviews, that's good. Because then that means everybody likes it and wants me to keep going. So I listen to my YouTube audience, and so far they really likes it when I do Michael's Corner or record a wrestling action and post that on my YouTube channel. They like this kind of stuff, so that's the reason why I keep doing this stuff, you know, because you know of the YouTube audience. It's because of the wrestlers that came up to me. It's like, oh my God, Michael's doing this. And I was like, yeah, I just want I just want the wrestlers to have a platform. So when, like if they want to be on my show, if they want, to, talk about the upcoming matches and whatnot, I was like, feel free to let me know. I'll use this platform. I'll start this live stream and give them this and let them be themselves. I'm not gonna tell them, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that, because I have a brand to protect, and I have and and I want people to think that Michael's Corner is a success, because if I do something wrong, then that means I need to change up my game plan
Hmm.
so that the fans can be happy. And I think they liking this right now, the way I'm doing it right now. So, um, and I got actually one final question before I let you go. Let you go.
All right.
So, all right. So, um, so now that you're working and you're planning on getting your own business someday, are there any other plant goals in life that you want to achieve besides that?
Well, keep moving south. I was living in South Dakota for most of my life. I mean, like literally almost 40 years. And like I said, we bought a house down here in BFE, Kansas, and
Mm-hmm.
we are in the process of flipping it. And
Mm-hmm.
then my goal is to eventually get down to possibly Texas, um, someplace warm where it doesn't get cold very often. I don't like the cold anymore. Never
Mm-hmm.
really did. It was my
Oh,
lovely
oh,
little
somebody
setting here.
saying he's going to need lots. I'll sit, I'll sit with you. I did have the privilege of watching him wrestle back in the day, but I hope to make all your matches when he goes back.
All right. This little turd here that just popped up. That
Oh,
was my that's my best friend there. That he was my best man in my wedding. He
oh,
actually almost Mike looked better in a wedding dress than my wife did.
oh. Oh, she said hoping for a baby.
Yeah, that's actually no, that's another goal. That's another goal. I did say, we're I settled down and got married and we're trying to start a family. So
You what?
funny. She's
So
so
yeah,
funny.
she's just gonna put it out there. Yes, we're trying to have a baby. Okay.
She's so funny.
She doesn't stick with simple goals like moving to Texas or buying a new car. She just goes straight to the point. We're gonna try and have a baby, Mike.
Oh my God.
Huh.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh my God. She's too hilarious. I'm getting to know her already.
Oh man, she is a
Oh.
trip. She is a trip.
Yeah. Okay. So like towards the end of my interviews, I ask everyone where can they follow you on social media.
Well, they can follow me on Facebook. Um,
Mhm.
and see, the problem is I got social media, but I don't remember how to get there for them. I know how to get there for me, but I've got Facebook.
Now we're going back to you're so behind on technology. We're going
I
back.
tell you, I work with technology every day, but I absolutely hate it.
How the hell can you work with technology and not know it? Oh my! I had to.
I know enough to
I
get
gotta
myself in
get.
trouble.
It's like you're working with technology and you don't know it. Oh my God! I'm gonna have to take you to school. See, nobody wants to be in Minnesota right now. That's like, oh my God. But I'm just joking. Oh my goodness.
see now where I come from in South Dakota, everybody wants to be in South Dakota. That's why we got the hell out.
What? What was wrong with South Dakota?
Nothing. Well, there's a few things. It's cold about 9 months out of the year, and the governor is a little on the nutty side, and
We're not gonna go there tonight. Oh
and so we basically we saw the writing on the wall and got the hell out.
yeah. Let me see. Let me see. She's like, oh my goodness. Oh, I gotta read these comments. It's like it's what I do. It's like if you come back, I will be there to support you with. Oh my goodness. I can't even. Oh my God, these comments are going so fast, man. It's just because I'm in South Dakota, he actually hates me.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't hate you, Chris. You stop that.
yeah. She's like, I'll call. Okay, all right. All right,
Well, it's getting
Brandy.
thick
It
now.
was so, it was so great to talk to you and see your face. I haven't seen your face in ages.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. And you know what? And you know something? If you ever want to be on my show again, just shoot me a message. Let me know.
You know I will.
Yeah, because I'm having so much fun interviewing you because it's been a dull week, and for me personally, because work wise,
hmm
it's been a dull week, and and by doing this interview with you, oh my God, it you know what? I'm happy. Now
Good.
I'm happy. Now I can get back to, and I am going back to I'm going to wrestling shows now.
Good.
Um, yep. This weekend I'm going to be at the MIW show in Jordan, Minnesota, which is not too far out from Shakopee. So I'm gonna go there because some of the wrestlers who I like will be there, and I'm looking forward to having a good time filming the matches, and you know probably film the matches, put them on YouTube, have and send them to you so that you can watch. So, because you never know, you never
Yep.
know.
Never
All
know.
right, well, Benny, you have yourself a great evening.
I shall.
Um,
You too.
all right, all right, you take care, okay?
All right. You too. It was a pleasure, man.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yep. That was a great interview with Benny. Oh my God, what a great human being. Um, so that will be that will wrap up this interview of this episode of Michael's Corner. Now don't forget to like my Facebook fan page, Michael's Corner. You can follow me on Twitter at Michael Pam, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Michael's Wrestling Channel. Okay? All right, you guys, that's a wrap. You take care, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Michael's